Hey family, Eve here. So family, the video that I'm going to create today, I'm going to title it The Moors. And I'm going to explain to you guys, or I'm going to give you a description of who the Moors really are. Because our people have been deceived into believing that some kind of way that they are Moors, and they're not. But before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So let's get started. So family, after the birth of Jacob and Esau, of these two nations um, is from which all man or all people descend. Um, Even though Jacob and Esau were born twins, they were they grew up to be two different nations. And let me read it to you in the book of Genesis. I think it's chapter 25, 22 through 25. And it says, "And the children struggled together within her. And she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they call his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 old when she bare them. So even though they twins, when they grew up, they became two different nations. They struggled in her womb. So that right there tell you that they was going to grow up. When they got older and they became these two different nations, that they were going to war against each other. That's what struggling in her womb meant. That's what that was symbolic for. And then it tells you one came out red and hairy all over, and the other one took hold of his heel, meaning that when one generation or one kingdom go out or one people go out, another people follows. So Esau kingdom has been these last 400 years, and Jacob holding on to his heel, his kingdom is to follow, just like Satan's kingdom was this 1,000 years that he ruled. Now Jesus' kingdom is about to come, the righteous kingdom. The wicked kingdom is going out and the righteous kingdom is coming in. And I've explained to you guys how Esau received the mark, that redness that it describes of him. That's his mark of the beast. So Esau was Satan's child. He became Satan's son, because like I said, the mark was symbolic for the evil that he would do. So his evil kingdom, Esau's evil kingdom, Satan's evil kingdom is going out, and Israel, Jesus, because Jesus is a descendant of Israel. He's from the tribe of Judah, our people that are here in the United States. So family, what I'm going to do today, so like I said, after the birth of Jacob and Esau, every man or every people descends from those two. And like I said, they were twins, but they are considered two different nations. However, we know that Jacob, who became Israel after wrestling with the angel, he became Israel. We know he had 12 sons, and those 12 sons were called the 12 tribes of Israel. When we transgressed God's laws, when we were in the wilderness and we transgressed his laws, and we were sent here, or we were scattered all over the four corners of the world, the earth, the four corners, which the earth is not a circle, because circles or globes don't have corners. So we were scattered to the four corners of the earth. We were sent to serve in bondage or be in slavery. So when you go into a country, everywhere you go in that country where you see the poor people, more than likely those people are Israelites. So, and this is what God said about us when we went into slavery, and by us, when he said when he scattered us, we was going to lose sight of who we were. We wasn't going to know who we were as a people, because we're going to take on these people, the ways of the people whose land we're in. We're going to be in their land, so we're going to begin to take on their ways, and we're going to forget about who we are. So he said in the book of Deuteronomy 28:37, he says, "And ye shall become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among nations, whither the Lord shall lead you." So where he led us in these different places, we became, see, an astonishment means they're shocked or they surprised, because we were God's chosen people. We are his chosen people. So for us to be cast into slavery and to serve them who were nothing to him, they were surprised. They was astonished, meaning shocked. But because we transgressed him, he made us serve these people. Now, when we come back, I guess we'll act like we got some sense and we'll begin to serve him. So that's why he said we're going to become an astonishment and a byword. Proverb. Byword is just names that we were going to be called that were not our actual name. Like we're Israelites, but we've been known as Negroes, black, colored, all these names. And then you got Hispanics that's been called wetbacks. You got, because they are our people. Like the 12 tribes or you'd be surprised to know who they are. But I created a video and it's called the 12 Sons of Israel. So you can learn who they are, what they were named as a child when they were born, and what their names mean. And I even did one where they are located in the earth right now so that you'll know who your people are. So yeah, so that's why I say, so anywhere you go in the country, and it's a poor country, anywhere you go in the world, in that country, the poor people of that country is more than likely an Israelite, because they serving as slaves or they're in bondage to those people. So that's why I say, so therefore, it has been the goal of these people, the Gentiles, to keep us in slavery. They've kept us in bondage, and they've kept us guessing at who we are. Like I said, it's the Gentiles, Satan's children, to place names on us. They've been giving us names. They place names on God's people for a long time to keep us confused in order to exploit, prosper, and to keep us in bondage. To them, we was in bondage to them this whole time. So they couldn't let us know who we was, because if they let us know who we were, then there's a chance we're not gonna serve them, because we're gonna be like, where am I serving you? You supposed to be serving me. So so all these religious cultures have caused our people to become attached to them, because our people didn't know who they were, and they caused us to err again continuously in the sight of our God, the true and living God. They have gods they serve, but our God, we've chosen by him as his people. Deuteronomy 7:6-7, read it. It says we are a holy people unto him. That means we've been set aside. Read it. And when I say religious cultures, I'm talking about cultures like Islam, Muslims, Christians, and Moors, Phoenicians, all of these people. And that's just only a few of them. There are many other names that religious cultures that we've been attached to, because we've been so confused. And they tell us Christianity is not our religion. And I keep saying that religion, God didn't give us religion. He gave us laws. He didn't give us all this cultural stuff. He didn't give us all that. He gave us laws. And we are a people. All of this extra stuff, he didn't place that before us. This is stuff that man put on us. So I said Muslims, Islam, Christianity, Moors, and others. Like I said, those are just the primary ones. We are not Muslims because we're not Arabs. We're not Christians because we're not of the seed of Esau. And we're not Moors because Moors are Arabs and Africans, a combination. They married into each other. And so Moors are actually African Arabs. And so family, the next few videos I'm going to do is going to be on these people, all of these cultures, all these people that's done confused us. I'm going to do videos on them describing who they are, who their descendants are. I know all of them are descendants of Esau, because like I said, either you're a descendant of Esau or you're a descendant of Israel, who's Israel. And Jacob only had 12 sons, and they were all tribes. So every other nation of people or every other category, they all fall under Esau. And that you can read that in the book of Psalms 83. It lists all of them, because they all came together to try to destroy us. So today the video that I'm going to do is a video on the Moors, who are the real black people, because Africans are the real black people, because Ham is the one that was cursed into blackness, into darkness. So they are the real black people. So Moors are the real black people. We're not. So today my video is going to be on the Moors. So let's here we go. So the Moors were a group of Muslim people of North African and Arab descent who lived in Iberia, which is modern-day Spain and Portugal, from the 8th to the 15th centuries. They established a flourishing Islamic culture in that region. Their origins and cultures. The term Moor comes from the Latin word Moris, which was used by the Romans to describe people from Roman province of Mauritania. The Moors were a mix of Arab, Spanish, and Amazigh Berber origin. And Berber is just a name that the Spanish, or you know, the Spanish gave to the Berber, is to the Africans. It's a people, but they African, I guess. I'm saying it. They African. They influenced the Spanish culture in many ways, including architecture, language, and literature. Their contribution to agriculture, science, and technology helped shape the future of Portugal. Portugal. I want to say they gypsies, and I don't remember doing videos on gypsies. And gypsies are the Amalekites, the so-called Jewish people over there in Israel. The term Moor is sometimes used to refer to any Muslim person, such as the Moors of Sri Lanka or the Philippines. The Moor race, they are rather a large and diffuse ethnic group consisting primarily of sub-Saharan African, Mauritania, northern Senegal, and western Mali, Berbers, Morocco, and western Algeria, Arab, Arab and Arab Bodium, and a landed Arab elite primarily from Yemen and Syria. The term Moor refers to a group in North Africa. However, it comes to be more closely identified with the Muslim, Arab, and North African who moved into Spain during the Middle Ages. This organization seeks to preserve the Moorish heritage and has temples all around the United States. The Moors were descendants of Arab, Berber, and Spanish people. The term Moor was used by the Europeans to describe Muslims of North African, and Arab descent. The Moors were a group of Muslims who invaded Spain in the 700 CE. They were made up of Arabs and Berbers, a tribe from northern Africa. The Moors established an Islamic culture in Spain that lasted from the 8th to the 15th century, and I said that earlier. The Moors married Spanish people, and their descendants became known as the Moors. The Moors eventually lost power in Spain, and Christian kingdom took land from because the Christian kingdom took land from them. The term Moor is not a specific ethnicity, but rather a description of a group of people with mixed origins. The term Moor has also been used by the members of the Moorish sovereign citizen movement in the United States. These people claim to be descendants of Moors who lived in the Kingdom of Morocco. They believe that they are exempt from the U.S. laws. See, that's where our people get confused, because they done set up and establish their culture here, and because they're a black people and an Arab people, our people think that these are their people because they want anything but Christianity. And Christianity is the same thing as this. They all are cultural groups that done put labels, they put them on us. They threw and put themselves on us because they knew we were confused and we had no knowledge of who we were. So everybody want to make us feel like we're a part of them, and it's only to prosper and to exploit us and to keep us slaves to them. So the term Moor was used to describe anyone with dark skin during the Renaissance. See? And the Renaissance was the time when the Esau, Roman, all of them, the Greeks, all of them was ruling. So anybody with dark skin, they didn't fit in. So that's where the name Berber came from. It really just means barbarian. Anybody who didn't speak Latin or French or their language. So the Renaissance was a period of European cultures, artistic, political, and economic rebirth following the Middle Ages. It generally describes as taking place from the 14th to the 17th century. The Renaissance promoted the rediscovery of classical philosophy, literature, and art. It was characterized by a renewal interest in the artistic, literature, science, and philosophy. by philosophy and a rediscovery to the knowledge of ancient civilization. So they just was trying to do medieval stuff, like philosopher, all that time right there. I told you guys about that time period, and it was called a Hellenistic time period because it was the time that they were rediscovering themselves, and a lot of philosophers came about that time because they was trying to remove the Most High out of the equation, and all of these they theories and stuff. They was trying to come up with why, how this was created, and they knew it was not no evolution, it was creation. They knew it all, but they was trying to make the Bible exempt, because if they make the Bible exempt, they can keep us dumbed down, they can keep us bound, and then we would never know who our God is. Yeah, but he wasn't going to allow that to happen. In Mauritania, the term Moors is used to describe the predominant Arab, the Amazigh group, ethnic group. In Mindanao, the term Moor is used to describe the predominant Filipino Muslim ethnic group. Moorish tradition in America. Moorish traditions have carried over into the America, including Moorish art and architecture. Moors, the term Moor is an exonym first used by Christian Europeans to designate Muslim population of Maghreb and Andalus, Iberian Peninsula, Sicily. See, Berber, the the term Berber, also known as Amazigh, are the indigenous people of North Africa. They are the original inhabitants of the region, which stretches from Egypt to the Canary Island. The term Berber comes from the Latin word barbarus, which was used by the Romans to describe non-Latin speaking people. Told you. Anybody that didn't speak their language, I was going to say lingo. Anybody that didn't speak their language, they always had a name for them. Always a name. And barbarian, we already know what barbarian means in regular society. It means you're animal, or you stupid, or you animal crave, like you act like a wild man. Yeah, caveman, a wild man. Yeah, see, they good at putting names and labels on people. They were originally Christians, Jews, or animists, but converted to Islam after the Arabs' conquest in the 7th century. The Berbers have preserved their own language and culture despite attempts of colonization by the Romans and others. Berbers have a rich cultural tradition, including festivals, as the Festival of Fantasia and the Festival of Marriage. The Berbers have their own writings system called the Tipanak, which they have used for at least 2,500 years. The Berbers are widely scattered in both rural and urban areas. The Berbers are predominantly Sunni Muslims, but there are also minorities of Ibadi, Islam, Shia Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. The Berbers are one of the two different languages of Morocco, along with Classical Arabic. So, family, the Arabs, Ishmael; Berber, Ham and Canaan; Muslim is Keturah's sons, Jacob's second, Abraham's second wife, where he had 6 sons by, and he sent them all to the east and gave everything he had to Isaac. And you can find that in the book of Genesis. Keturah, his wife, those are her sons. They're Arabs and Muslims too. And the Europeans are Esau. And the way that you know who the Moorish people are, because they names has things like El, Bay, and like that. They titles. They have titles like El Sharon, something. Like they kind of mix that African, that Berber, and that Arab together. So that's what most of them name begin with El. Now the name El and Bay came from their the God that they worship, the God of El and Baal and Uzzah. Those are the gods they worship. So that's where the names El and Bay and those names like that came from. They're gods. So family, like I said, the Most High told me to bring this all out front. That way he can judge them. Because they have misled his people and deceived us all of these years, all of this time. So guess what? I had to put that out there. Because guess what? Now you know. He can judge them. So family, with that being said, I thank you guys for viewing my video, and I'll see you on the next one.